Okay, so this is the Street Fighter 6 Beta, or Beta. I was lucky enough to be gifted a code that gives me access to the Xbox Series X version by someone whose name is Ibrahim on Twitter. I've done my standard tests, so 1080p 60 through the video interrupt method for two different attacks, so attacking and ducking, and I've posted those on Twitter already. I suspect there'll be two things that people request from there. One is PS5 and PC comparisons, which I'm not able to do because I don't have access to those. Although certainly if in the future there's an open beta, then I would look to do that. The other thing is to ask about how 4K, 120, all those kind of things affect the game. Using the standard method, the video interrupt, it's not possible to analyze those. So I've constructed this method to try to get around it. So at its basic level, it's a frame. So you can see through here, there's a little hole that's pushed up against the screen. It'll go blue when a button is pressed, and otherwise it's yellow. Through that hole, I poke this, which is a light-dependent resistor. And so that will just read the difference in the light brightness. Now there's an LED up here. It's a 3-color LED. Essentially red is when the button is pushed, blue is when the button is released, and then green is when we've got a successful read of an input lag. And so because the button is held for 100 milliseconds, if the input lag is quicker than 100 milliseconds, it'll normally go red, green, blue, and stay on blue. If the input lag is longer than 100 milliseconds, it'll go red, blue, green. And so you can get a fairly easy indication of what's happening there. Now down the bottom as well, you can see that I've got my input lag reading away. And so it tells you the minimum brightness, the maximum brightness in the kind of warm-up period, the bit where it's zeroing itself or making sure that no other commands are pressed. And then once a command is pressed, it starts counting, and it waits until it goes outside of those boundaries. The LDRs tend to have a little bit of drift, and so I've set it so that it needs to be at least one. So like here, if it's 582 to 588, then it would have to be 589 plus 1, so 590, or it would have to be 582 minus 1, so it'd have to be 580. Hope I got those numbers right. You get the idea. It's all outputting it to a text file in the background, or a kind of CSV formatted type window, and so then I can just leave it running and churn through lots and lots of tests without having to stick around. So what I'll do is I will let this one run for a period of time, and then I'll pump out some results. I'll upload this video, and I'll probably record the other videos just for if anybody wanted to read the frames off the screen, but hopefully the results speak for themselves. So I'll try and get some stuff done.